want to circle back to self-doubt because I know you pretty well. Mm-hmm. And I know that you're extremely hard on yourself. Very much so. Mm-hmm. A little too much because I think you're wonderful. But how do you get over that? How do you let go of that to a certain extent?
Digging in deep, huh?
Well, yeah, because I think a lot of people have this. They really, really are so critical of themselves that one, they're never happy, and two, they don't engage. Mm-hmm. You have the faith now that your efforts will be rewarded because you've been there in your words. But for a lot of people, there's so much self-doubt or self-criticism that they can't, one, either get started, or two, never get to the next level. Like, oh, now I will join a band. Now I will go to an open mic night. Now I will do a performance, because they're never good enough for themselves. Being a man who is very self-critical and very hard on yourself, how do you deal with that?
I mean, I think it's outside of the musician realm. It's more associated with, maybe stuff that I picked up or trauma as a child, that I experienced through different stuff that I grew up, dealing with. But I think that, the biggest thing that helped me with that was like the meditation thing was huge. Good old-fashioned meditation,
What do you do?
What I do
for meditation? What
is not like this foo-foo, something transcendental, anything. What I basically do, I mean, I used to use like some of these apps, Headspace and things like that, but basically all I do is sit down, breathe, and try and not think about anything for 15 minutes. If I can even do that, just 10 or 15 minutes, it's like magical for me.
You and I have similar brains. I'm sure that is very difficult for you to dispel a thought for even 30 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you manage it? Is it
Practice.
Again the same kind of thing?
It's practice.
Where you go, let me just get 1 minute.
Yeah.
Let me just get 2.
You can't, I mean, even if I get 10 minutes where I say I don't think about anything, I thought about 1,000 things. But if I can string together a couple of minutes, then the other 8 minutes, everything will slow down, and I can reduce all that noise, that white noise going on. And that carries over into the rest of my day. So that's been, extremely beneficial for me, just doing that. And the exercise thing, and the workout regimen that I do. But meditation, dude, I would say for me is the biggest one. It's calming the mind, letting go of the ego, because it's all ego. It's all ego-based, basically. Self-doubt, self-criticism, all that stuff. If you can just slow all that stuff down that's going on up there, that speaks volumes for, I think, and not only playing an instrument, but just in your life in general. It's huge.
Yeah. Well, I think you nailed it on the head. It's all ego, and I think that if you try to, in a way, take yourself out of the equation and just realize that you're now a participant. As you said, we're all on the path.
All on the road, yep.
Yeah, and so wherever you are on the path is where you are on the path. And to just acknowledge where you are and to embrace where you are. And then again, to have the faith to go, let me just continue moving forward because my efforts will be rewarded.
And it's cool sometimes to not move on. Sometimes you can't move and you're just stuck in this one spot. Just like observe and enjoy what is happening right now. Wow, there's trees and there's all this other stuff around me right now that's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm going to enjoy this moment, rather than, I want to get to the next, palm tree. It's over there. It looks great. And, my father was like that. And I've learned to, and part of me is like that too, for sure. But now that I can understand what all that is and how important it is and how much better I can feel if I just am cool with just chilling here in this part of the road for a while, man, it just makes the rest of my life and my time on the kit more enjoyable and more productive, quite frankly. Like when into the recording stuff and all that stuff. Oh man, I can't play this section right, or I listen back and it's horrible. It's like, that's cool. Just take a deep breath, and when I'm confronted with a lot of stuff in my life, that's when I'll do the meditation too. That's important for me. It's like, I'm not so much like every day at 8:30, I'm going to meditate. It's more like when I'm feeling anxious or something, which happens a lot. It's like, okay, it's that time. Let's do that thing. It'd be like popping a pill.
Right.
Let's take a Xanax now and calm down. It's like, can I take 15 minutes right now? Yeah, I can do 15 minutes. I'm going to do that. I'm going to sit down. Headspace is great because it's a guided meditation.
Yeah.
You just click it on and listen to him tell you what to do. You sit there, okay, breathe, sit up straight, relax. And then once you just get a little bit of that under your belt, you kind of learn how to meditate yourself, which is pretty awesome. And you can kind of figure that out. But yeah, again, you can't get too ahead of yourself with the meditation thing because it's hard to sit there and you can't just shut off for 10 minutes unless you're a monk or something, or 20 minutes.
Well, that's why they call it a meditation practice.
Yeah,
that you're constantly working on.
And you never get there.
And you never get there. Kind of like music.